This is my first attempt to try my own completed project. We had done a prototype of a spinning sprinkler with my science class with my youngest son. He wanted to do it with a motor, so I thought that I could just wire up the motor and also have a temperature sensor that turns it on. And I got overconfident and I thought I could just do it all at once. So I wrote the code, compiled it, uploaded it, didn't work. But I've got two things happening, so I'm not sure where the problem is. So I broke the maker rule that, you know, one thing different at a time. So I took the output, I took the jumper wire to the pin off for the sensor. So let me see if I have a pen so I can point. So here's the temperature sensor. No. This is the temperature sensor. Okay. I'm glad I walked through this. Okay. So let's plug this back into 9. Put on the reading glasses. Find pin 9. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because the sensor is going to go over here to the analog, and it's going to be the input. Okay, so I've taken the sensor off, the sensor wire off. Okay, so there's our temperature sensor. So this is the wire that takes it to the pin so it can communicate with the code. That's supposed to put the input in, you know, and then you have the negative and the positive going to the negative and the positive. Let's make sure I did that right. I think I did that right. I think this is supposed to be in line with the center post. And then I believe negative is supposed to jump to negative. And positive is supposed to jump to positive. Okay, so I think just the motor is hooked up. So we're going to try it. Now you notice that it's not running. This particular code, it came from the kit, and it says that you need to open up this dialog bar. This is my first time to do this, and I thought this was kind of cool. Up here is that little magnifying glass looking, and it opens up a dialog bar, and it says, well, type in a number. Still nothing. Okay. Setting speed to 0. Okay. Let's try, I don't know, 200. Okay, so the code is sending the message. I don't think the problem's with the code. I think the problem is with the circuitry. Okay, let's go over the circuit real quick. See if we can get this figured out. The idea is to get, and I'll post a picture and a video of the prototype of the sprinkler that my son's science class did. And the idea is to use the motor to spin the dowel rod for the sprinkler, and then to have a temperature sensor that turns it on. That was the idea. Okay, so we have our pin. So that's going to be our output coming from the code in line with the resistor. Okay, so this needs to be in line with the resistor. Okay, good. Then the resistor is in line with the middle of this, I think it's a transistor. You know what? Let's make sure that I didn't get the transistor and the sensor mixed up. They look very similar in that they both are black with a flat side. There you are. I don't think it's going to focus. Okay, I'm going to take it out and look at it because it's itty bitty writing. Yep, that is the transistor. Okay, so let's put this back. You need to be in splot 1, 2, 3. Okay. There we go. All right, so the center of the transistor is in the same line with the resistor. Okay. Then the upper part of it goes to the negative. So the upper part goes to negative. Okay, so we're good there. And here's where I'm just blindly following. I don't understand why. But the other pin needs to be in line with the jumper that is in line with the negative of the motor. Okay, so the other leg is jumped over to be in line with the negative lead of the motor. Okay, then you have, I believe that's a diode. Diode is also in line with that negative, which then jumps over to the positive. Okay, is in line with the diode. Then the other side of the diode jumps over to the positive. Yeah. Okay. So then and then also in line with the positive is the positive for the motor. The positive for the motor. Okay, well, let's just try removing these. Let's see if that makes a difference. We've got negative to negative. Make sure negative is going to ground and positive is going to 5V. Okay. That just stays the same for everything for powering. Yeah, I don't know. I am not sure. So let's see if we can get the sensor to work. Let's plug the sensor back in. Let's unplug the motor. Still debugging the motor. I think it's a clever idea if I can get it to work. All right, this hooks up to AO. Okay, AO. Negative to negative, positive to positive. Okay, let's see if we can at least get the sensor to work. So that was the code for the motor. We'll go ahead and close that window. That's my code that's supposed to make the spinning sprinkler. Spinning sprinkler code. Okay, let's try the code that was given to us for the sensor. Oh, and I think that we need to open this to get the... Okay, so there it is. It's given us a readout. So the way the code's written is the code's written right now to where it gives us back information. I happen to have a blow dryer. I'm really sorry for the sound. We're gonna heat it up. See if it changes. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if this is working either. think it's going to be, I don't think it's negative 58 degrees Celsius. Negative 50 Celsius, 58 Fahrenheit. Okay, so we need some more debugging. We have the general idea. Try to be too ambitious. So we need to back up, decompose it, do one thing at a time, and then go back and see if the code for if it's a certain temperature, here's my if it's a certain temperature, then it'll kick in the fan. All right, so more debugging, we'll come back.